Okay, it's Monday, April 25th at about 9:30, and it looks like we've got sun for the rest of the week. Not a whole lot of changes since Saturday, when I had my last update, but there is one nice little change. My first little flower on my pea plant. So, and I actually can kind of see, although I don't know if you can see, evidence that I'm actually going to get a pea pod out of that, so that's good news there. Other than that, back to the tomato plant, let's take a look. Looks like most of the flowers are drying up. They're not turning into much. Although I got another bud here that's developing. Up here we've got some more. No real, it's kind of hard to tell. There's this one that's kind of turned around backwards. Oh, that actually looks nice. We'll see. And down here, these buds of the flowers have pretty much dried up, so I don't know. I'll give her some more water today and we'll see what happens. Alright, gardening fans, it's Tuesday now, the 26th, I guess, and I spent a little time reorganizing stuff again. Let's see. I mean, basically from here on, it's about the same as it was, except I did reorganized the broom corn in this particular one and planted 4 more of them, so I'll have 2 rows of 4. The lemon cucumber, I finally just gave up on it. I came out this morning and it was pretty much dead. I mean, I didn't see any green, or so little green, it just didn't seem like it was worth it. So I planted 4 more seeds in there. We'll see. I don't know if I'm having a problem with germination or what. And then I discovered afterwards that I actually had another pot here that said lemon cucumber, so I may end up with an abundance of them, or if they're not germinating well, I may not end up with any. I don't know. I still got the squash there, which the unidentified squash. I got another one downstairs. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah. Remember this pole bean that I showed you that was going up really nicely? Well, it keeps going. I put in the 6-foot pole, and as you can see, the 6-foot pole makes it all the way up to, let me see if I can move it a little bit and you'll see, it literally will smack into the fascia board up there. So I'm definitely going to have to get on a chair if that sucker goes that high. But if it does go that high, it's going to start getting that much more sun, which means it'll probably grow that much better. And a nice gust of wind. Anyway, the other pole bean's doing good. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but we've got a little flower here on the peas. So as I recall, I get a flower and then I'll start to see, you can't really see it while the flower is there, but after the flower dies off, you'll see a pea pod. I've moved a couple of the beans from over there in that mess. They are now over here. So I got one here and one on the other side. I cleaned up the pots here that I transplanted. They were all dirty. And now I got 4 new pots along here, which came from one of these small planter boxes. So I've taken one more planter box out of it, separated the plants so they can grow a little bit bigger. These are the small pots. For those that were saying the pots seem a bit small, well, yeah, okay, they do for now. As they get a little bit bigger, I'll put them in progressively bigger and bigger pots. I don't want to go whole hog and put every one of these plants up along the railing here, and also all the stuff I have downstairs. I don't want to put them all in big pots, because that's just a lot of dirt, a lot of pots, a lot of investment in a cheap garden, in a budget garden. So that's kind of where I am. The tomatoes, the flowers are still doing okay. We got a few here that are doing nicely. These are starting to kind of perk up. These, actually I guess these are the ones that went by a while ago. And we had a couple more over here. I don't know. I'm just kind of watching them. It's kind of hard to tell. That's my air conditioner. That's that you hear in the background. But that's pretty much it for today. Until next time. Okay, gardening fans, it's Saturday the 30th, April 30th at about 10:30. Let's see. Not a whole lot going on. Actually, I'm going to make some changes later, so I'll keep this part of it short. I'll just kind of give you a view. The corn was kind of stalled, but it looks like it's starting to grow again. The broom corn over here I still got the 4. I planted 4 more right along the front there, and they haven't started to pop yet. Lemon cucumbers aren't doing anything. Not sure if I mentioned this in the last update, but this one pole bean that was going nicely and where I put in the nice 6-foot stick, well, you get up to a point there, you can see where it stops. The grasshopper's back. So I don't know what I'm going to do about him, except I come out here every so often and look, and if he's here, then I spray a little water on him and he jumps off into the tree. Other than that, the rest of them are doing good. We've got, actually, maybe I can get you a good look here now. There's a pea pod growing, and there's a flower for another one. The squash are really starting to grow, especially over here, and I got some downstairs, and I got one downstairs that's growing so large that I'm actually going to transplant it yet again. It's only been like a week and a half, and I'm going to be transplanting it yet again to a larger pot. And then we've got, I guess, the tomatoes over here. We've got this one. The wind is blowing here. They don't seem to be turning into any fruit. They seem to be mostly just flowers, so we'll see. But I'll give you another update after I do a little transplanting. Okay, so here's my quandary. This particular plant used to be about the size of that plant. I only transplanted this like a week and a half ago. I gotta figure out what I can do for a bigger pot that's available somewhere. It doesn't cost me too much. Remember, this is a budget garden. And I gotta figure out where I can put it that'll get some good sun. So here's a thought. Looking at this patio from the other side, and there's the plant up against the wall, I can actually get some pretty good sun right outside the door there. The only thing is I don't want to really block the door, so I'm going to have to check with my neighbors and make sure that's all going to work. But I can actually put it on the ground rather than on the wall. And keeping it inside the patio will keep anybody from kind of messing with it, because it'll be in a private area. And so here's one of my locations for storing a lot of the pots that aren't currently in use. Somebody threw out this tree, which really doesn't have anything on it. So I thought I might be using that pot. But the more I think about it, the more I like using this big square pot here. The real key question is whether it's going to be big enough. So I may have to do a little bit of measuring and trying to figure out how much more volume that is, but that may be a perfect candidate. Okay, so the neighbor has said yes. We've got the square one is where the plant's going to go. The circular one is a much bigger one, which I just use for all my soil that's usually upstairs. And a little bag of soil I got from the 99-cent store. It actually looks like a really small bag, but it was surprising amount the last time I bought one. Anyway, we're going to end up kind of mixing everything together and transplanting that puppy. So next you'll see me on the other side. And that's the final transplanted version and about its final position, because I don't want it too close to the door so they don't trip over it on the way out. The circular bucket will be removed. And now I got an empty one up here, and I guess I'll probably move this one into that one. And there's the finished product.